So
Right.
actually doing that, the journey itself and the tools and the nutrition, the psychology was actually more of just a learning journey for me generally.
Yes.
So that was really helpful, I think, and I brought that into my life and my work and everything else sort of today now, and I still live by that.
Well, that's the thing. It's like often the things that we need to learn to facilitate recovery are actually much wider things for our life, and that's one of the, dare I say, gifts of having gone through something like ME chronic fatigue. And of course, it doesn't feel like a gift when you're in it, but when you're on the other side of it, one of the things that people can look back and say, I recognize that there's things in my life that are better as a result of the wisdom and the awareness that was born out of that experience.
Yeah. No, I strangely completely agree with you, Alex. It's,
you might not have agreed at the time, but it's only really with hindsight that
you look back, and at times I've almost sort of thought, am I grateful I had it? And I don't think, I look back and go, well, no, I would never want that.
Right,
I would never wish that upon anyone at the time. But what you learn from it, like you learn through anything from life, you've got to try and take the positives. And for me, I think in a lot of ways, it's probably, put me down a path in life that I'm very happy with. It's given me a lot of my health back, although it, took a long time to get there. But, those are things that I'm now going to, adopt and use throughout my the rest of my years on this planet, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And as you were working on the psychology side and the nutrition side, and you were seeing the progress, at what point did you know that you were really on the path to recovery? Like, what was there a particular thing you were able to do, or you were looking back and you could see, wow, each month how did you know you were recovering?
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, monitoring and evaluation, I guess. That's a civil servant in me talking. I think it's difficult because life, you just sort of continuing every day, and you sometimes you just look back and you go, oh, hold on, I feel a lot better. At the time I was still at university, sort of doing my masters by this point, and I was doing very well, and I was actually outperforming a lot of other people on the course, and considering I was quite ill, I was quite confused by this. But, I was like, come on,
they probably
guys.
were as well.
But
it's not really just studying all the time.
Exactly. But by that point, I was quite. I felt like I was awake more. I was more alert. I was able to go out with friends more. I could stomach a few drinks and not feel really rubbish the next day. I was going on longer walks. And I didn't really notice it at the time, to be honest. For me, it was sort of just a natural transition. There was sort of one moment where I remember I was climbing up Cave Hill in Belfast, which is a big sort of rocky cliff looking over the city. And I was like, how am I doing this? Right. I wouldn't have done this, 2 years ago.
Right.
And it was, and the next day I was like, oh, I'm probably going to pay for that tomorrow. And I didn't.
Wow.
And I didn't pay for it 5 days later or a week later.
Right.
And that's when I sort of realised I must be making some progress. I knew I wasn't there yet. I was probably at 70% maybe. But I knew that, that I was making some considerable headway. And that sort of puts a smile on your face and gives you you're like, oh, I'm getting there. And it's that sort of realisation really helps, I think.
Yes.